You'll never see them again. Amanda's voice crackled over the phone, full of satisfaction. They're better off with me. You were never a good mother. My grip tightened on the phone as I looked at the empty beds where my twins, Lily and Lucas, should have been. Their favorite stuffed animals, a blue elephant and a purple giraffe, were gone too. Even in their panic, they had taken their comfort toys. Amanda, where are my children? I forced my voice to stay calm, though fear squeezed my chest. The house felt too quiet without them. Oh, now you care, she mocked. After I found those bruises, my blood turned cold. What bruises? What are you talking about? The ones you gave them, she snapped. I showed the family pictures. That's why no one stopped me when I took them. They all know what you are. My mind raced. A few hours ago, we had all been at my in-laws' house for a celebration. I had stepped away for a few minutes. When I came back, the twins and Amanda were gone. Those bruises are from gymnastics, I said. You saw them practicing their cartwheels. She laughed, sharp and cruel. Keep telling yourself that. I've been keeping records. The police will see the truth soon enough. I closed my eyes. Now it made sense. Amanda had been watching too closely, taking pictures of every little bump, asking questions. She had been planning this. Why are you doing this? Because you don't deserve them, she hissed. Or this house. Or my brother's money. You were just lucky, but your luck's run out. My late husband Mark's words echoed in my mind. He had warned me about his sister before he died 2 years ago. Amanda's possessive. She thinks she owns everything in my life. I should have listened more carefully. The twins need me, I said. They must be scared. They're fine, she said, sending a picture. It showed Lily and Lucas on an unfamiliar couch, eating ice cream, their faces tear-streaked but trying to smile. Their stuffed animals were beside them. Hope flickered in my chest. Let me talk to them, I demanded. No chance. And don't bother calling again. We'll be unreachable for a while. Amanda. She hung up. I stared at my phone, my hands shaking, but my mind was clear. Amanda thought she had won. She thought she had covered all her tracks. But she had made one mistake. She let them keep their toys. I hurried to my laptop and opened a tracking program. 6 months ago, after they got lost at the mall, I had some tiny GPS trackers into their stuffed animals. I had meant to keep track of the toys. But now, they would help me find my children. 2 blinking dots appeared on the map, moving north. Amanda was heading to her lake house. I picked up my phone and called David, my brother-in-law, who worked in law enforcement. David, Amanda took the twins. She's making false accusations against me. I was afraid of this, he sighed. She's been acting strange since Mark died. She's obsessed with them. I know where she's going, I said, but I need to do this the right way. I don't want her twisting it against me. Send me the tracking info, he said, his voice firm. I'll call the police and meet you there. Don't go alone. I quickly packed a bag for the twins. As I grabbed their blankets, I spotted Lily's open diary. On today's page, she had written, Aunt Amanda said she's taking us on a special trip, but I'm scared. She said mean things about Mommy that aren't true. I don't want to go. Tears stung my eyes as I took a picture of the page. Another piece of proof. Amanda thought she had everything planned. She thought I would give up. But she had underestimated me. As I grabbed my keys, a new message popped up on my phone. Don't bother looking for us. By the time you figure out where we are, it'll be too late. I smiled grimly. Oh, Amanda, I whispered, starting the car. I already know exactly where you're going. The GPS dots kept moving north. I followed at a safe distance. She thought she was in control. She thought she had won. She was wrong. The winding road to Amanda's lake house was dark and empty, perfect for someone trying to disappear with 2 scared children. I kept a safe distance, following the steady blink of the GPS tracker on my laptop. David's police cruiser trailed a few minutes behind me, its lights off to stay hidden. My phone buzzed with another message from Amanda. The twins are asking about you. I told them you didn't want them anymore. Soon they'll forget all about you. I gripped the steering wheel, my knuckles white. Through the speaker, David's voice crackled. We're 10 minutes out. Local units are in position. Wait for the signal before moving in. The GPS dots had stopped. They were inside now, where Amanda thought she had them safe from me. But her perfect plan had more holes than she realized. I pulled over a quarter mile from the house and shut off my lights. The glow from an upstairs window made my chest tighten. Lily and Lucas were in there, scared and confused, no matter how much ice cream Amanda used to comfort them. Another text. They finally stopped crying for you. Children are so adaptable, aren't they? David's car pulled up behind mine. He approached my window. We've got every exit covered. The judge signed the emergency order. We're good to go. What about Amanda? I asked. She's unstable. What if she? We'll handle her, David said. Then his expression darkened. We found evidence on her phone. She's been planning this for months. Fake social media accounts, false documents. She even paid someone to fake those bruised photos. I wasn't surprised. Amanda was always calculating. She blames me for Mark's death, doesn't she? I asked. David sighed. She thinks if you hadn't asked him to pick up the twins that night, he wouldn't have been on the road when the drunk driver hit him. The guilt I carried tried to crush me, but I forced it back. This wasn't about me. It was about getting my children home. Through my windshield, I saw shadows moving in the upstairs window. Lily and Lucas were awake. Their GPS dots shifted on my screen. Look, I pointed. They're in the front bedroom. That's where we shoaled. A scream tore through the night. Lily. I threw open my car door. David grabbed my arm. Wait. We need tow. Another scream. Lucas this time. No, we want mommy. I ran, David and his team right behind me. Through an open window, I heard Amanda's voice. Stop it. I'm your mother now. She doesn't love you like I do. The front door was locked, but an officer kicked it open. I raced up the stairs, my heart pounding. Inside the bedroom, Amanda stood between the twins, holding their stuffed animals, the ones with the trackers, over a trash can. These are baby toys, she said. You don't need them anymore. You don't need her anymore. David stepped forward, gun drawn. Drop the toys and step away from the children. Amanda spun around, eyes wild. How did you find us? How did you? Her gaze dropped to the stuffed animals and realization hit. You tracked us, she hissed. You spied on us? She yanked at the toys, trying to rip them apart. Now, David shouted. Officers lunged, grabbing her arms. I ran to my twins, and they threw themselves into my arms, sobbing. I held them tight, breathing in their warmth, feeling their hearts race against mine. It's okay, I whispered. Mommy's here. As the officers dragged Amanda away, she screamed about betrayal and tracking devices. The toys lay forgotten on the floor, their hidden trackers having done their job. My children were safe. That's all that mattered. But this wasn't over. Not by a long shot. 3 months had passed since that night at the lake house. The legal case moved quickly, especially after David's team found out everything Amanda had planned. Her phone was full of fake photos, false social media posts, and a journal explaining how she would take the twins. Today, I sit in a courthouse waiting room, my hands clasped tightly. The twins are safe at school, slowly healing with the help of their therapist. They still sleep with their stuffed animals, knowing the trackers inside will always help me find them if needed. David walks up beside me. The judge is ready, he says. He has been my support through everything, even while dealing with his own feelings about his sister. Inside the courtroom, Amanda sits at the defendant's table, looking smaller than before. She no longer seems angry, just tired and defeated. Her lawyer told her to take a plea deal since the evidence against her was overwhelming. The judge clears her throat. Before I give my decision, does the defendant have anything to say? Amanda stands slowly, her hands shaking as she holds a piece of paper. I thought I was protecting them, she says in a quiet voice. After Mark died, I was so scared of losing anyone else. I convinced myself that Sarah was dangerous, that the twins needed me more. I let my grief turn into something terrible. She turns to me, tears running down her face. I'm sorry. I see now that I was wrong. They need a real mother, not an aunt who lost herself in grief. The judge listens carefully before speaking. Amanda Peters, this court sentences you to 3 years of probation, psychiatric treatment, and a restraining order preventing contact with Sarah Mitchell and her children. You will also complete 500 hours of community service at a grief counseling center. I let out a breath I didn't realize I was holding. It's over. Outside, David walks up to me. She's agreed to stay in a treatment center, he says. Doctors think therapy will help her deal with her grief in a better way. I hope it helps, I reply, surprised that I truly mean it. Mark would have wanted that. That evening, I pick up the twins from school. They chat about their day, their past trauma slowly fading. But I know they still carry scars. Lily checks her toys tracker every night, and Lucas keeps a bag packed just in case. Mommy, Lily asks as we pull into the driveway, is Aunt Amanda still sick? I choose my words carefully. She's getting help to feel better. Sometimes when people are very sad, they make bad choices that hurt others. But that doesn't make it okay. Will we see her again? Lucas asks, holding his stuffed elephant. Not for a long time, sweetheart, but that's not your fault. None of this was your fault. Inside, as I help with homework and dinner, I notice signs of healing. Lily laughs more, and Lucas doesn't flinch at loud noises anymore. The GPS trackers in their toys have become less about safety and more about comfort, reminders that they are always connected to me. Later that night, after tucking them in, I pull out an old photo album. There's Amanda with Mark at his college graduation, both smiling, unaware of the pain ahead. I understand her grief. Losing Mark broke all of us. But while she let it control her, I chose to keep living for the twins. My phone buzzes with a message from David. Amanda is settling into the treatment center. She asked if she could write letters to the twins someday. No pressure, just something to think about. I close the album, thinking about forgiveness. Maybe one day, when the twins are older and Amanda has healed, we can rebuild something. Not the same as before, but something honest. For now, my focus is on my children. The GPS trackers will stay as long as they need them, a small piece of technology that saved them when nothing else could. Before bed, I check on them one last time. They've pushed their beds closer together, their stuffed animals lined up between them. In the soft nightlight, I almost see Mark's smile on their sleeping faces. We're safe now, I whisper, more to myself than to them. That's all that matters. On my phone screen, the GPS dots blink steadily, 2 small points of light that mark home, love, and an unbreakable bond. Amanda didn't understand. Some love can't be stolen, and some mothers will always find their way back to their children, no matter what.